The only thing that we can expect, well, maybe not the only thing, but one of the main things we can expect about life is that it will change. 1 minute you're all friends, you're students at KU, you're all eating at the mess, you're eating the same food, you can only afford the same food. The next minute you've graduated, 3 of you have amazing jobs, one is just making do, and the other does not have anything to show for the years spent at uni. If this sounds familiar, then this is your lucky day, because that's what I'm tackling today. Hi, my name is Juliet Odhiambo. I am a personal finance coach, and I help individuals like you have a healthy relationship with money. I got a very interesting email about a situation that this lady finds herself in, where her friends are doing so much better than she is, and she is struggling to cope with this season of her life. If you're interested in me responding to a very specific issue that you're going through, please don't hesitate to send me an email at pesasavvy@gmail.com. Let's read about this girl. Recently, I've been struggling to navigate my friendships with people that I have known for a really long time, but we are now in very different financial situations. I value their friendship immensely, but I find myself feeling awkward and uncomfortable when our financial disparities come to the forefront. The challenge lies in our ability my ability to afford the different activities that we do and that we have to spend money on. They suggest expensive outings, expensive trips, expensive vacations. I often find myself hesitating to join because of my budget constraints. This has led to a feeling of isolation and a fear that I might be holding them back from activities that they enjoy. I know it's natural for people to have varying financial situations, but I find it challenging to just kind of strike that balance between participating in activities and staying true to my financial goals. I want to maintain the friendship without feeling anxious or self-conscious about my financial limitations. I'd like your help to figure out how I can manage these 3 areas: setting boundaries, how can I communicate my financial boundaries to my friends in a way that is respectful and maintains a friendship. Number 2, how can I suggest alternatives that we can do that are more budget friendly without making others uncomfortable. Number 3, she asks, how can I foster open conversations about money and my friends without making it awkward or creating tension? And then how can I build my confidence in my financial decisions and not let the comparisons affect my self-esteem? This is an amazing question, and I think a lot of us find ourselves in it, especially when you have those group of friends that you have known each other for a very long time, from when you would struggle with each other to now that your financial situations are really, like heaven on earth. The difference is huge, and it's just how life is. So what can we do in such a situation? First of all, I have to say, I empathize. I empathize with the situation that you find yourself in, and I understand the murkiness of navigating such a difficult context or such a difficult friendship. On one end, you value them and you want to keep the friendship. On the other end, your financial health is at risk. So what is the in-between? First of all, let me say there's no quick fix in this circumstance. There's no quick fix. And the other thing is that you have to rely, or rather you have to trust that the level of friendship that you have with this group of people is so solid that something like money is not going to disrupt it. If money or money disparities or differences around your finances have ability to shake your friendship, then the foundations might not be strong, and it actually might make more sense to part ways. But let's assume that your friendship can handle this. what are the things that you can what are the things that you can do to go about the 4 main questions that you have asked. I love questions on boundaries, especially financial boundaries, because they seem to be the ones that stretch us the most. Like, if you can overcome being able to create first of all, and then communicate your boundaries, then you can make a lot of difference towards your finances and the health of your finances. So first of all, you have to define it. So yes, you have mentioned that you have challenges in terms of disparity of income, but do you know what the limit is? How much can you actually allocate towards social activities, social events? If you don't know what this number is, then it's difficult to even determine, have I gone too far? Is this too much? I can't afford this. Can I afford that? You generally feel that you can't afford this lifestyle, but by what amount? So you need to define that number first of all. So out of your income, or however much money you make at the moment, how much money can you actually allocate to social activities? That's what you need to determine, number one. And then look into your history and your past with your friends. What kind of events have you done? What kind of activities have you done? What is the average cost of things that you have done with your friends? Once you have that number, then you can start having that conversation both with them and with your friends. Before having this conversation, actually, I would also encourage you, once you see these events that you've been doing, these activities you've been doing, have an alternative for each one of them. Like, we used to do this, but this is an interesting alternative. We can do this, but this is an interesting alternative. Because it would be good if by the time you're going to talk to your friends, that you have options. Let's try this, let's do this, because these are within this is within my budget. Then now it comes to the communication. You can either do this individually or together as a group, depending on how awkward or not awkward you find it. Sometimes having an individual conversation with each of them might help you communicate more effectively with them without feeling bombarded. That common voice of we all have and you don't have. Now, at this point, I want to talk about an episode of Friends that I watched the other day, the other day because Friends is old, but there was this episode where Friends has six people in this Friends group. Half of them felt like we are always buying a gift for this one, going out for this one, going out for that one. Half of them don't have the money, and the other half have the money. So they assume that everyone can afford it until they get to this dinner. And I think if you're aware of Friends, then you know this episode where Joey and Rachel and Phoebe are the ones who don't have the money. So they are just like, we can't share, we can't cost share. You eat whatever you want and then we split the bill. That might mean that I pay for more than I actually ate. So one of them orders water or something like that, or something that is a free meal on the menu. It was just a funny episode until they had to be confronted and actually say, we think we don't have money. You think we have money that we don't have, and your decisions are insensitive. And so it just helps when you are straightforward in that way. So communicate what you find to be quote unquote insensitive, because you can make an assumption that actually they're being insensitive, but they're just not conscious. So communicate how it makes you feel and how much you value the time you spend with them, and the fact that you want to continue spending time with them, and what would that look like for you in a way that is sustainable and financially healthy. Number 2 was, how can I suggest alternative activities? I mentioned in step number 1 that by the time you look at all the activities you've done in the past, come with a list of equal or even better or maybe slightly less alternatives that your group can engage in, and just throw it out there and see, can we try this? Can we try this? Have you ever done this? I think this would be interesting. And with that, then you have a point at which you can start the conversation. Another thing you could potentially do is to say that if there is any event that has a huge amount of money, involves a huge amount of money, then you need a certain amount of time to make sure that you have saved enough for whatever activity that they want to do as a group. Number 3, the question was, how can I have open conversation about money without making it awkward? Guess what? I have the product for you. These money conversation cards were created just for such communication, such kind of communication. So get yourself a pack, gather your friends together, have dinner, have lunch, go out on a picnic, and go through these questions, because it's going to help you see what your friends think about money, what they say, how they grew up around money, their money beliefs, their money behaviors, and that now enables you, without being the one who makes the conversation awkward. I've made it less awkward by setting questions that you can ask each other without feeling like you're the one asking me this. Why are you asking me this question? It is too intrusive. These questions are healthily designed for people to talk about money in community, within community. That could be a community of family, a community of friends, in church, in either instances where money conversations are awkward to have. Get yourself a pack, 1,500 shillings. The link in the description box to order yourself a pack. Finally, she asked, how can I build my confidence around my current financial status without falling into the trap of comparison? It's important that you define what success looks like for you, both financial success and non-financial success. Sometimes you might be limited by financial success such that you actually ruin your relationship with people, relationship with others in pursuit of money. Like in this case, it's very easy to say, they've become too much for me. I'm going to stop. I'm going to either find new friends or focus more on my career and getting more money. In that instance, you have chosen money over friendship. And success, or definition of success, is beyond money. What does success really look like in life? Define what is the ultimate symbol of success for you. If social networks is one of them, then you might want to place more value towards sustaining and keeping this existing social capital that you've created and building the actual monetary capital that you need for sustenance. It's a healthy balance that you need. Secondly, you want to find out what do you want money to do for you in terms of your value system, because different people value different things. So you need to define for yourself, when you're successfully using money, how has it served you? Create a I love to encourage journaling. So just a one-pager of what does financial success look like? How does it look like when money is serving me? And then thirdly, in order to build your confidence, remember that we are all on different journeys. We are all trying to pursue different things, and we all make different amounts of money. So the progress that you make from step 1 to step 2 will definitely look different, one person to the next. I hope this advice helps you. Please let me know how it goes. This segment of the video is brought to you by the Tell Me Money Conversation cards by PesaSavvy. The cards were created to encourage healthy money conversations between couples, among friends, and in family settings. Get the couple edition or the friends edition and learn more about what the people you love think about these money topics. On today's segment of Speak by the Card, I'm going to pick one of these cards that I've talked heavily about, and I'm going to answer a question from it. If you had 2 million shillings to invest and had the option of either investing in Bitcoin or in a startup business that has positive impact on the environment, what would you do and why? If you had 2 million to invest and had the option of either investing in Bitcoin or in a startup business that has positive impact on the environment, what would you do and why? I think there's something to be said about cryptocurrency. However, one of the things I always tell my clients is, if you're not already doing traditional investing, then you have no business in the crypto space. And so in using that framework of thought, I would go with the business. One, it's an investment I'm familiar with because I'm already in business. And so being able to assess the financial opportunity within that business is something that I would do very easily. And so it's important for you to be able to look at the investment opportunity and then assess it from the point of return versus investment versus return on investment. Navigating friendship and money is not easy, but we can have the skill set to do so. You just need to know what the basics are. What is really important, money or social capital? Secondly, what's important to me in terms of what I want money to do for me, and how is this friendship or these social activities affecting the vision that I have for my money? Then start looking the cost-benefit analysis. Eventually, you are going to have a conversation with the people that are in your life. Sometimes it's not friends, it's family. And family becomes even harder to have that conversation. But with the right kind of tools, you can definitely have an effective communication about money, an effective conversation about money. And if push comes to shove, get yourself a pack of the conversation cards to make this easier for you. Thank you so much for joining me today. See you again in the next episode. Bye.